Hello, my name is Lacey Bringleson. I'm Tara Depew's older sister, and Mary Emma Depew is my niece. When I first found out that my niece Mary Emma had Batten's disease, my first question was, what is that? What does that mean? Most people are familiar with things like childhood leukemia and childhood diabetes, Rett syndrome, but there's not a lot of awareness around what Batten's disease is and how it affects a family. Over the last couple of years, I've watched my brother-in-law and my sister go through doctor visit after doctor visit after doctor visit, just trying to get where we are today, which is an answer. The answer that they got was heartbreaking, and everything else seems inconsequential compared to what their little girl is suffering with today. At the end of this video, there will be helpful links for things that you can do to help this family today.
This is my daughter, Mary Emma Depew. We are 3, going on 3.5. Today, she's having a really good day. She's looking around. We got a little bit of clonus, a little bit of jerks going around, but her vitals are good, and looking at her, I can tell we're doing good. Yeah, it's my baby. She could play by herself in her room. You could surround her with her little toys, come peek on her, and she would just be holding up her little stuffy and shaking it and looking at it. Just the kind of little girl that just, she was so content just in her own company. We had no reason to suspect that there was anything wrong until she was around 18 months old. The foot started turning, and we didn't know why it was doing that. And at the same time, she was losing interest in toys. Like, she wasn't playing like she would before. She was struggling to eat with a spoon, and I had her to the point where she could feed herself. And it was like she didn't have that coordination anymore. So just like little things were adding up, and part of me was like, no, this is just a phase, she's fine. But family around us started noticing too, and so I had to be honest with myself and my husband. He was like, let's see about getting her seen for autism. We went to see Dr. Krause, and he said, she might be autistic, but let's go ahead and take her to a neurologist. And just like her motor skills, like, she just really didn't seem to have the same interest in trying to use her hands to get things like she was before. So I kept thinking in the back of my mind, well, it can't be autism, because with autism, really, it's a different way of learning. It's a different way of perceiving the world. The further I got into that research, the less it made sense to me. So I was thinking, it's got to be something else. We meet up with our neurologist with Texas Children, and Dr. Stacy King tells us that she has Batten disease. Well, what's Batten disease? This was worse than anything else that we had been suspecting that Mary had up to this point. We were listening to the neurologist and reading through the symptoms, and it's fatal, no cure. Parents have to be both recessive carriers, dementia, blindness. Her lungs would collapse. And with her having CLN1, the juvenile, a lot of times children with Batten disease, CLN1, don't make it out of childhood. I think the average is about 6 years old. That was really hard. That was really hard to hear. One thing
I've always wanted to do in my whole life since the time I was a little girl was to be a mom. When we were talking about children, I told him I wanted 5 kids. He said he wanted 3, so we settled on 4. So we were very excited when we got news that we were going to have a baby. Everyone was excited.
So what I'm doing is I'm bathing her with this. This is her TPN and her GJ. And those can't be submerged underwater. And Q-tips to clean around. Ugh. I'm just getting her back real quick. Even as a close family member, I often find myself struggling to think of ways that I can help. Besides just being a shoulder to cry on or a sympathetic ear, I wish that I could do more, and now we can.